beer time. It's beer time with Beer Man. All right, guys. Hey, what's going on, everyone? How you guys doing tonight, today, wherever you're from in this beautiful world? We have some awesome people already here. Thrash Man, good to see you. Thank you so much. And Smokey Man, what? Oh yeah, nice to have you guys here. Oh yeah, babies. All right. So we're gonna talk about the American Barleywine. It was one mentioned by Bumpy last night after, as we were winding up, and or after I got off the thing, and beer and cheese, because I just didn't know what I wanted to do. And this actually it's a very big grist. That's a big grist. So I kind of went down to an 8 gallon instead of a 10 gallon because I only have 10 gallons I can make. So you have to kind of compensate for how much volume you can actually have. You can use your boiler for water too temporarily and recirculate it through if you have to. But welcome guys. American Barleywine, as you see here on the left side of me, right, left, you're right. And I'm going to kind of I'll show you what I have. I'm going to go over some statistics, characteristics, history first, and then I already did the recipe, so it's going to be real easy tonight. You never made one. Wow. Drink a ton. Yeah. I mean, honestly, I don't even think 8 gallons will be all right to make in a 10-gallon system, because the grist is like 31.5 pounds just for the pail alone. And then it uses, a lot of them just use that, and they'll boil for 2 hours, and it's to get the colors and stuff, the caramel flavors and colors and stuff. But we'll totally get into that. Probably 5 gallons in a 10 gallon. I'm probably gonna do that. I'm gonna calculate it for 5, but I'll do it for 8 tonight since I already did it. But so let's go ahead. Let's look at some of this information here about the American Barleywine. So it's usually the strongest ale offered. This goes for the English one as well, but the American Barley, and this is from BJCP. So it should be official, I guess, to some extent. It's usually the strongest ale offered by a brewery. You see them around winter holiday season. They come from English examples and use American ingredients with a more hop forward profile. One of the first American versions was by Anchor Brewing, called the Old Foghorn. Hey, Michelle, cheers, and Beer Hounds, cheers. All right. Good to have you. Cheers, man. All right. The Old Foghorn. And then Sierra Nevada took off in 83 with the Bigfoot. And that's a good beer. I mean, I always have liked that one. It set the standard for this American hop-forward barley wine style. The story goes that when Sierra Nevada first sent Bigfoot out for lab analysis, the lab called and said, "Your barley wine is too bitter." And Sierra Nevada said, "Thank you." So there's a small little history of that. Let's get some statistics out, and then we'll go ahead and review one, and then we'll get this recipe going. And then, of course, I'm going to go hang out with Beer Chugs. Maybe Thrash will be there too. Not sure. Maybe, yeah. I'm going to try and get over there. He's got a cool banner thing on it. I like the little comics he has on his thing. Go check out his website and his What the ABV tonight at 6 o'clock Pacific, 9 Eastern. All right. So vital statistics, again, from BJCP. I didn't want to go through the wiki. I just don't trust some of the things, and I've heard others say, I think, Brian, you even said that, or someone said something about the trust of the knowledge that they actually put out isn't always official. So I want to go through an official source. BJCP seems to be the one. IBUs, 50 to 100 IBUs. SRM is in the color. This is the color range, is 10 to 19. So it's a moderate, like an amber color would be around what I've always seen, an amber to an almost brown, like a lighter brown. OG would be 1080 to 1120. The final gravity FG would be the 1016 to 1030. ABV should be 8% to 12%. This is for American barley wines. Patch of heaven, cheers. All right. Thanks for being here. I appreciate it. Want to learn about American barley wines? Here we go. My voice got annoying there for a second. So the serving temp, I wanted to find that out. I figured since it's a bigger beer, it's gonna take a little warmer temp. So 50 to 55 degrees Fahrenheit for us Americans. The Celsius, I'm not sure on that. I didn't get that. The overall impression that they say, well-hopped interpretation of the richest and strongest of English ales. Hop character should be evident throughout, but not unbalanced. Alcoholic strength and hop bitterness often combine to leave a very long finish. So I'm going to look for a long finish. Hoppy, long finish, nice, okay. Appearance, color range from light amber to medium copper. Copper is the word I was trying to get. Not brown. Somewhat of the same in that range. May rarely be as dark as a light brown. There you go. Ruby highlights, moderately low to large off-white to a light tan head. I went all over the place looking for one of these. I had to go 30 minutes south of me to get one. So it's from one of our local breweries just north of me. Should have just went there. And it may have a low head retention due to its high percentage. May be cloudy with chill haze at cooler temps, but generally clears to good to brilliant clarity as it warms up. Susan Lee, how's it going? Cheers. All right. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. The color may appear to have a great depth, as if viewed through a thick glass lens. So it gives you that kind of like weird wobbly look and stuff. The color is all crazy and thick glass lensy and shit. High alcohol and viscosity may be visible in legs when swirled in glass. So you're going to see legs depending on the alcohol, which this one's like a 12%. So I'll probably see legs and I'll get some sticky lips. The aroma I'm looking for is hop character, moderate to assertive, often with citrusy, fruity, or resiny New World hop varieties. Cascade being one of those and several others. Or resiny New World hop varieties. You can use English varieties with floral, earthy, spicy if you would choose, but I would imagine you're probably pushing more towards an English barley wine if you do that. So we're going to go hardcore American. That's just how it's going to be. We just had 4th of July, so rich maltiness with a character that may be sweet, caramely is the big thing. Bready or fairly neutral. Caramel, sweet is going to be the big thing I'm looking for. Low to moderately strong fruity esters and alcohol aromatics. Where the English varieties, English barley ones, you're going to get more of those esters coming out, more of the fruity, that, based on the yeast they're using and how they make it, what grains they use, that, how much grain they use, whatever. I think the English, it goes up to like 7 or 8%, something like that, is their top. So, not to say they can't make a bigger, bolder beer, but seems like us in America, we just make those big, strong ones for the fuck of it or something. I don't know. Low to moderately strong, like I already said that. Intensity of aromatics subsides with age. So if you want some more hoppiness in this beer and you want to age that for a year or two, or a year, let's say, I would imagine going a little more closer to your BUGU ratio, your balance. You want to get that hop range almost at the top, so that by the time that year comes around, those hops are going to come down to a certain level in that beer. The flavors are all going to balance at a certain level. I think for aging, that's the way to do it. Just my opinion. Intensity of aromatics subsides with age. Hop tends to be nearly equal to malt in the aroma, with alcohol and esters far behind. So they're super balanced. Super balanced. Cheers to the chat. Thank you, Thrash. Cheers to the chat. Hell yeah. You guys are awesome. So the flavor of this I'm looking for is a strong, rich malt flavor with noticeable hop flavor and bitterness in the balance. So you're going to get, it's like I said, a big balanced, huge, big, bold beer. Some of them are 9% and they're not so much, but you get these 12%. Like tonight's going to be a big one. It's gonna get my head twisted a little, I think. We'll see. Moderately low to moderately high malty sweetness on the palate, up on the rip of the mouth. Finish, maybe the finish of it may be somewhat sweet to dry depending on aging. Hop bitterness may range from moderately strong to aggressive. The balance should always seem bitter, though it is strongly malty. Moderate to high hop flavor, often with New World hop characteristics. Low to moderate. I already said all this. This isn't the flavors, though. So the flavors, the aromatics should all kind of be the same, kind of all coincide with each other, and we should get kind of the same thing. Flavors will smooth out and decline over time, but any oxidized character should be muted, of course, generally masked by the hop character. May have some bready or caramely malt flavors, but should not be too high. A note to this is roasted or burnt malt flavors are inappropriate, so don't want that. It's a very easy grain bill, a lot like a pale ale or something like that. You're just using 2-row malt and maybe a little caramel, and I think I'm putting some Special B in there just for some raisin and some, it's really only for color because it's only like a half a pound, but get a little raisin flavors out of that, some dark fruit flavors, that, as well as some dark caramel flavors as well. So I said as well twice. So characteristic ingredients, well-modified malt should form, which this 2-row, US 2-row is a well-modified malt. It's been cooked and everything's, you don't have to do any extra stuff to get all the enzymes out of that malt. So it's already ready to go. You just have to crack that, mill it in the crack it up, put it in your 148, 150 degree water and mash it for, I think it's actually 75 minutes on this one. Some specialty or character malt should be used with great restraint. If in a 2-hour boil, flipping hell, if at all, restraint if at all. Okay, let me say that again. So specialty or character malts should be used with great restraint. So very light, and I went very light, believe me. Most of the color comes from longer boil time. It starts to caramelize. You can, some of them will actually take some of it out and add it into the boil at a certain time later on in the boil and let it kind of do its thing as well. I've read recipes where they do it like that. Not an actual bit of the mash, not like a decoction, but more of taking the runnings off and like 2 gallons of it and then putting it back in at a certain time in the boil, because you're boiling for like 2 hours to get this nice and rich. You just don't want that viscosity to be too thick. Otherwise, it'll be off-putting and syrupy and weird. That's what hops come in handy for, So hops balance the sweetness. Attenuated American ale yeast. I'm going to use US-05. I'm going to use actually a couple packets because this is a big beer. And I also want to do I'm also going to do a starter for this. They do say to use a starter for a bigger beer like this. So I don't know who they is, but from what I've read, what I've taken in, it seems like that's appropriate as far as getting a nice, healthy kick on that. And they're eating right away. They're going in and eating all those sugars. Scratching Bo. What's up, Scratching Bro? Oh, man. What's up, Bo? Good to see you, man. All right, man. Lagunitas gnarly wine. Yeah, dude. I have some of those in my examples. I think that is one of them. No, I don't have Lagunitas. I didn't know they made one. That's awesome. All right. I've never seen that. I hit 1K as nice, Bo. Dang, you were like 940 or 50 when I last saw you or saw your videos. Jeez. Starter in this. Thank you, Brian. I appreciate you saying that because I was thinking the same thing. I didn't want to sound like a nut or if I'm lying to myself or whatever, but I just think that that's best because you go to these bigger beers and you need something to kick it off. Otherwise, you get dead yeast or they just don't do anything. It's just stuck fermentation. It doesn't do anything. So, Raj, man, what's up, bro? All right, man. Thanks for being here, man. I appreciate it. Cheers, man. As long as the yeast can handle, yeah. And you were saying that. You were saying that before. I would like to try some. I eventually, when I get brewing, I'll definitely we'll figure that out for sure, Patch. Definitely, man. It's like in the making. I'm in the construction mode right now in my brewery, so I'm waiting on the electricians to give me a quote, and it's driving me nuts. I can't get anything else until I find out. I want to make sure it's not a $10,000 job because I just simply can't afford that. Hopefully it's not more than $5,000. Commercial examples. So double check the yeast to make sure it can live in that high ABV for sure. Well, they were saying like a London, like the London one, but to go more American, the American ale yeast is good. A couple packets, a couple smack packs of that or something. Maybe some new. Well, that already has yeast nutrient and stuff in there. You just want to make sure these yeast can handle, like you said, handle the alcohol, the environment they're in. And you want to make sure, you just want to make sure that they're going to be able to eat that shit up. And you want to make sure that these things ferment all the way through. Just information. Every beer you want it to go all the way through, but these ones have to go like extra mile. Like you got to make sure that they're finally ready. They say around 2 weeks or so, and like a month of conditioning, which is crazy. Finru, how's it going? Cheers, man. Nice. You guys are awesome. Thanks for the support, man. I appreciate it. I always appreciate Thrash Metal Homebrewing Barbecue. Please check out his site as well. And Rod J Beer Ventures, check him out. Finru Homebrewing, right on, man. As well, check him out. Awesome stuff. You guys are awesome. I love you guys. If I missed anyone, let me see. Let me go back. Scratch and Bo, check him out. Freaking awesome dude. Patch of Heaven, please check him out as well. Susan Lee, right on. Check her out. Beer Hounds, check them out. Yes, let's all check out each other. Right on. I like the idea of that. And, of course, we have Smoky Ninja as well. You cannot forget Smoky Ninja. Okay, so commercial examples. I got 6 of them here from BJCP. Avery has the Hog Heaven Barley Wine. There's the Anchor Old Foghorn, which I mentioned. There's the Great Divide, great company. The Old Ruffian, I've never had that. Rogue has an Old Crustacean, which I've never had. Sierra Nevada's Bigfoot I've had a few times. And then Victory, I love them very much. Old Horizontal. So that's just some examples. But cool. Cheers, man. All right. So, okay, I got information on this, and I actually put my recipe down. So I'm going to bring my notes up and probably just throw it in real quick and be done with it. But let's go. Hey, Most Heady Grower. All right. Cheers, man. All right. Thanks for being here, guys. Appreciate this, man. It's awesome. Hell yeah, man. So let me do a review. I have a beer. I just drinking an IPA. Let me get my palate. All right, so I'm going to show you what I'm doing first. So this is one by Bowie. They just opened a brewing company. This brewing company, you walk through. Let me see. You guys can see it, right? Yeah. Okay. So you walk through the doors right there in the center, and right in there is just beautiful. You go down. You have the host. They take you to your seat. You can see the Columbian River, and then you see you're right over a bunch of sea lions. There's this glass floor, and you can walk on it, look down, and see all the sea lions. It's the most amazing fucking thing in the world. Rod's had the IPA. Miscellaneous Magnets has had the IPA, and also Bumpy's had this IPA. But this is their American Barley Wine, and so let me. I'm just as I leave that on, I'm gonna get this beer out. And you serve these in you want to serve it in a goblet style glass. I got one from Rogue here about a long time. A huge, big, fat glassy glass. Oh my God, you can throw it off a bridge and it won't break. But let me go here. Cool. So that's good. I like that. You can see that. Okay, so this is the beer, and you can see obviously the label is the same. It's a 2020 version of it. So it's a barrel aged, and I'm just gonna read here. Barrel aged barley wine. It's a small batch series. It's called Love Lost at Sea 2020 version of it. American barley wine aged in Mile High Spirits bourbon barrels for 12 months. It's a 12% ABV. alcohol by volume, and 70 IBUs, international bitterness units. Yes, yes. So 70 on a 12. Might get a little bit of a sweet, right? I don't know. It seems, I mean, I've seen these as high as 100 IBUs so as far as bitterness goes. So it sounds all right. I guess it sounds all right. But Independent Craft Brewers Association, it's right. I don't get a date here, but it's been aging for a while, for 12 months. So it's a year old, I imagine, or something. But let's go ahead and open this up. Yeah, so it's almost got like that, almost a light brown, or like even has kind of a like a brown ale look to it. Real deep, rich, caramelized looking beer. Wow. It's really dark. I was looking for more of a copper look or something a little more see-through. You do get you get some of the ruby colors at the bottom. The head is done. There's nothing on the head. As you can see, the retention is no good. I can't even give you it's no fingers. Let's smell it. Oh yeah, it's got like a raisin and a plum kind of dark fruit going on here. A sweet, rich caramel, dark caramel kind of flavor with that raisin plum. It almost tastes kind of like what do I want to say, like a DeBelle or something like that, or smells. I mean, it almost has but more rich. It's really rich and sweet, and you can get the whiskey barrel out of it. You get that woodsy kind of aginess of it. It's really nice. Let's go back to me so I can show that. Okay, so I'm gonna get that off of there. There we go. Yeah, so and it's kind of a deeper, it's like a rich, lighter brown. You can't see through it. It's opaque. It's just a scuzz of like a skimming or whatever the hell you want to call it of foam around the edges. And you see legs just dripping down as I bend the glass down. It's just, I don't want to do it too much. It'll fall over me. But I'm serving this at around 50 degrees right now. Yeah, you get the ruby at the bottom, and then like a Tootsie Roll brown or something going on. Let's go for the taste. What am I going on for? Like a medium fast rising bubble. Rod, you're right. The plum, the raisin. It might even I'm even getting some like fig notions in there. It's real smooth but sticky and kind of viscous, but not too much. Kind of a looser viscosity. It moves through the mouth well, but it's very sticky on the lips. Real sweet. Yeah, I probably should have gone 55, 60. It's just been in my cooler. They say 50 to 55 on these, but that might be the opinion of someone else. I don't know, but but I guess this is I'm getting some good flavors off this 50. Let's say 55. I almost want to say even in that range. It doesn't feel too cold. And I get kind of there's a toffee, there's a caramel. I get a real rich kind of not burnt, but like just real rich dark caramel flavor. It's sweet and like brown sugary. I get a real brown sugar kind of feel to it. That woodsy kind of oakiness really pulls through. Very nice, man. Okay. Oh my God. Oh, the alcohol. From what I was mentioned earlier in the notes, it said it shouldn't be too. It should just kind of like blend in with it, and that's so true with this. It's strong, and you got to expect that, but it blends in well with the hops and the malts. The hops are really, it's kind of like it's a long finish, and that's another statistic, a characteristic of this. It's a longer finish, sweet, kind of resinous with the hops, but not too much. It's got that great little like awesome maltiness, very thick, dank, like richness of malts. Oh my God. This is a really good barley wine. I've had some that taste like a real big, like triple IPA, and they're just like, yeah. But this is really good, man. They are a meal. Oh yeah, oakiness. Just real sweet. You get even a little vanilla coming out of it from the whiskey. You get that whiskey kind of that whiskey vanilla kind of a woodsy feel, and then it finally starts to. There's no chalkiness on the edges of the tongue, on the cheeks, nothing like that. Straight up lathers your mouth all the way back till about right here, and then and then right at the Adam's apple on a guy. I believe only guys have Adam's apple, right? But you kind of get my range. It starts to kind of get thick and like goopy and like saliva like, and just causes like, you know what I mean? Like you want to spit. It's so thick and rich, but God, the alcohol is so hidden in this. I do get a heat on my lips now. Underneath my lips, I get a heat around my gums, and then up on the palate and up through the sinus area. I'm getting all kinds of freaking heat now, man. As it warms up, I'm getting the heat more. Shoot, man. Out of 5 hops, I'm going to give this 4.75 hops. This is an amazing beer. Very, very, very beautiful. Very good job from them. All right, let's get into this. Let's geek out. Let's do a I'm going to share the screen with you guys. And let's go to big. We'll pull up. There's my awesome screen sharing thing. Or whatever I'm calling it. I have no idea. I had to put it on I had to make my desktop the same picture as my. So let's, okay, so we're going to, this is the boring part. However you look at it, I think it's the great part. Personally, I want to see someone else. I would love to look at someone do this as well. I think it's fun. So let's make sure everything looks good over here. You guys can see it, right? It looks like it. So let's go ahead and add I'm going to get my notes up at the bottom here. Let's see. So, okay. Let's go ahead and start it. Beer Man. Oh, not the Beer Man. Is the name of it is it's beer time. And we'll call this American, excuse me, wine. Oh, I got raisin in that burp. Wow. Raisin and caramel. Whew. All right. You know, I could do this so that you guys see me. Does that look too small if I do it that way? That way you can see what I'm like, you know, everything and all that. I guess it doesn't matter. Let's just make it like this. How much time do I have? We're at 28 minutes. Sweet. Okay, this will be fairly quick. So Beer Man, I'm gonna go to a I still never converted this to 10, but we're gonna do actually the batch size is gonna be 8 gallons on this. We're gonna go for, what did I say? Smash in at 148 to 150 for 75 minutes. So mash in. The boil is going to be boil for 120 minutes. So 2 hours. And it calculates all the water that you need automatically. 8 gallons. And we're gonna go down here to an American Barleywine. So Beersmith says 1080 to 1020. So that's or 12 or 1120. And then you got your bitterness ratio over here, which is just follow my cursor. So let's go ahead and add the fermentables. What am I doing? I'm just going to kind of look real quick. 2-row, 32.25 pounds. 32.25 pounds. All right. Let me see. Nice. Okay. Taking a drink of this. Then we got Crystal 80, 1.25 pounds. And this is caramel flavors, color, this, that. You get a lot of your color. You don't need to. You really don't need to add these. As I was saying, the boil time is 2 hours, so it's gonna caramelize a little bit and kind of give you those darker colors over time of boil. So, caramel 80, and I'm gonna go 1.25 pounds. All right, and then we're going to go to Special B because I want to get a little bit of that, the same kind of flavors I got in this, the raisin, this, that, plus the colors also. And it is a Belgian malt, but that's okay. And we'll go 0.75 is all I'm putting on this. No, 0.25, actually. Very small, 1/4 pound. So that gives it that color, and then you can see the color is going to get hella darker, probably on the range of what I have here that I'm drinking now. Corner, let me change this real quick. Where are we at? Force carb. I'll probably force carb it in the kegs. All right, so hops I have are going to be first wort hops. I'm going to do first wort hops. So when you get your runoff, and I asked this question before, and then I got a little further into it. So after you do your runoff off when you're mashing out and you're going into your boiler, before you're turning on your flame, but it's not boiling yet. You know, you want to get that flame going to get that boil going, but you're putting those hops in right away, basically, based on that 148, 150 degree temp. So I'm going to do 3.5 ounces of Citra. Where are you? What did I say? 3.5 ounces. I'm just going to go pellets. And this is going to be first wort. 120 minutes first wort, right? Is that what it should be? Correct me if I'm wrong, Brian, please. Yeah, big grain bill. I love your name, dude. I got it. Beersmith is you can look up beersmith.com, all one word, and it'll take you there, and you can purchase it. I think it was like $50 for the pro one or something, and it gives you all these recipes as well and stuff like that. I don't really know much more it gives you except like recipes and stuff, but $50, I mean, come on. And it totally calculates all your shit for you. I mean, I honestly, before I had Beersmith, I was not using Beersmith. Of course, I started partial extract or partial mash is what I started with when my friend taught me. And then I kind of on my own went to all grain, but I never used that. And I had to like figure out how much grain per gallon and blah, blah, blah. But it's so nice to have. It's so nice to have. Awesome. Thank you, Brian. Appreciate it, man. Yeah, so, 120 minutes. So it's going to be 120 minutes. This is like the whole it's going to boil. You're going to go into first wort. So it's not boiling yet. I imagine you could even go, I don't know, but 120 minutes it's going to boil for 2 hours. So there you go. That is right. And then what I'm going to do is add Cascade at 15 minutes, 1.75. Whoops, wrong one. 1.75 Cascade. I figured we'd go with the true ones here, the ones that were. These are our these are the originals, original New Worlds, man. 1.75 at 15. Pellet. Okay. And we're looking for a 0.85 in the BUGU, in the balance. So that's what I'm wanting to get. And right now we're at 0.798. And then I'm going to add Meridian, which is sounded like a really good one to work with on Cascade Citra, if I can find it. Otherwise, I'll have to find something that is like it. But Meridian, 1 ounce at 0 minutes. I'm going to definitely do a dry hop on this. Meridian's in here, so that's where I found it. And I said 1 ounce at 0. All right. Flame out. Cascade and Citra, 1 ounce each. Dry hop it for 2 weeks with the oak. I'm going to put one of the either oak chips, or I'm going to put one of those spiral oaks in. That will be, I'll actually soak it for about a week in some whiskey, and we'll put it in then. So we'll do a Cascade 1 ounce dry hop. Cascade 1 ounce dry hop. Okay. And Citra 1 ounce dry hop. Citra 1 ounce dry hop. Okay. Now the yeast I'm going to use is SO5, USO5. Where is that at, dude? There it is. Sapphire American. And I'm going to do 2 packs. But I'm also gonna do a. You probably can do a bigger beer like this. It might be all right to do 2, but you want to do a starter for sure. If you're gonna use 1 pack, do a starter. Make sure that's all aggravated and they got going and they want to eat. And then you want to decant it a little bit, swirl it around, and throw it in. You don't want to throw all the DME in there. You're just using that for the yeast to start and get going. So decant that and then swirl it around and throw it in. And you got that, of course, swirling on your stir plate for however long, 24 hours or whatever the hell you're doing. Not that long, probably not that long. It'll make it too warm. Maybe I'm wrong, though. I haven't done it in a while, so correct me again if I'm wrong. Let's do 2 of those. And I also want to add some Irish moss at 15. So we're going to go with 1 teaspoon of Irish moss at 15 minutes. It's 10 to 15 minutes. 10 minutes for him. I'm going to go 10 minutes. That works. It's just some findings to kind of clarify it a little bit. You can have a little haze in these, though, so it's okay. Cold crash haze, this, that. So what I want to do now is I'll probably whirlpool. And I'm not going to throw any hops during the whirlpool or anything, but I'm going to get it cooled down to, I think it's 68 degrees or something like that. I think it's 68. But anyway, once it gets down to pitchable temperature, you're going to rack it into your fermenter and pitch your yeast, your starter, and you're going to let that sit for 2 weeks. You want to also make sure, let me get back to where we are. Let me okay this. Crack out of here. Stop the screen. Hello, everyone. How you doing? 24 hours is good. Yeah, let it go for a little while. I figured that would. I just haven't done it in a while, so thank you, man. Yeah, USO5 is really good. I really like that yeast. The dry yeast is very exceptional yeast. Very active yeast. Very attenuative yeast. 48 hours on a stir plate. Okay, nice. Thanks for that refresher, man. Hell yeah. So that's that. And then I think it was saying For the wood chips, you want to put it in your secondary for 2 weeks. So I figure you could put your dry hops in for 2 weeks as well. Normally, I've seen dry hops only going maybe 5 to 7 days. So I guess you could put them in 5 to 7 days and then take them out and leave the chip or the little swirly whirl thing in there for a little longer, and then take it out, and then you want to condition it, cold crash it, whatever, or whatever you got to do to condition it for about a month, and let that really get everything it needs out of it, or longer actually, because you want to age these, you want to shelf life these, you don't want to give them out to someone right away. They're a big beer. They got a lot going on. There's a lot of complexities there. So, but anyway, this was a complex beer. This wasn't a stout, one of those imperial stouts, very complex also, but very much along the same lines as an imperial stout or something like that. Very strong, very big, very bold. So, hey, Drewski, cheers, man. Barley wine, man. American barley wine. All right, guys. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to wrap this up. But, Drewski, thanks for being here, man. Very nice of you. I'm going to wrap this up, though. And I appreciate it. You know, I'm going to go over to Beer Chugs and see what's going on over there. And I got to take a leak and do all that stuff. But you guys take care, and much love. Thank you so much. And Brian, thank you so much. Thrash Metal, Homebrew, and Barbecue, thank you so much, man. Very helpful. Very helpful. Always very helpful. So thank you. Much love to you guys. Thank you, chat. You guys are all awesome people. Cheers. Cheers to you and to my community. Right on. I'm out of here. Let me give you my last little words.